Laura, if you can manage everybody in the background, I would appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. I cannot even believe it's August 15th already. I don't really know where the day goes. I'm still trying to figure out where the year went, honestly. Welcome to the Free Friday coaching call. For those of you who might be joining us for the first time, these calls came about because Mr. Rick Jiha, trusted friend, mentor, generally an amazing man, used to tell everyone, if you need anything, just call me. And over time, as can be seen by the over 30,000 contacts in his phone when he passed away, that was no longer sustainable. So he started doing Rick's Free Friday coaching call on the first and third Fridays of every month so that people had an opportunity to join, ask questions, learn from other folks. And that is how we ended up here today. And after he passed in October of 2023, we decided to keep that going in his legacy. And we invite amazing speakers and folks in the industry from all walks of life, all levels of real estate, all kinds of real estate, to come in and talk about what they're most passionate about so that we can pass that along to everyone else. So I'm super excited to welcome Mike. Am I saying it right? Is it Debelak?
Oh, you very good.
Ooh, good. Nobody ever says my name right, so I'm a winner. Mike Debelak today. He is a former high school teacher and baseball coach who really transformed his career by building one of Southern California's top real estate YouTube channels. I'm actually really excited about today. I don't know that we've ever had anyone talk about YouTube channels in a big way. He has mastered his content marketing and he gets 20 to 30 leads every month without spending a dime on ads. That is what I'm most excited to hear about. He works just 10 hours a week, creating a true lifestyle business that gives him the freedom to travel, make memories with his family, and design life entirely on his terms. I was excited as I was getting to know him a little bit more before the call to find out he also has 4 children. I'm not alone in this world. His are much younger than mine, and I love hearing somebody talk about how they build a life that allows them to be present with their families. So, welcome today, Mike.
Thank you
What
for
I
having me.
didn't ask you, which I would love to hear, is what brought you to real estate? I know what got you to baseball, what
Yeah.
got you to coaching, but tell us a little bit more about all of that.
Yeah. So I was actually like you mentioned, a high school teacher. And I love summers because you didn't work, but I hated summers because you don't get paid in the summer. So I wanted to do something to make money instead of teaching summer school because then you're teaching year round or whatever. So before I actually decided to do this full time, I passed my classes with the intention of just doing real estate in the summertime instead of summer school, and I thought it'd be super easy to sell a house or two in the summer. Um, but COVID happened, and I lost my teaching job. I was at a private school. I lost my teaching job right before, or like right after with COVID, basically. So I had already taken the classes, so I decided to just jump in full time, basically, right away.
Wow. And then now you're building a business that
Mhm.
sustains you.
Yes,
That's
it's
amazing. That's
wow.
incredible. Well, how would you like to start us off today with, well, one, I'd like to know why YouTube? What made you choose that?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, I have a bunch of kids. When I was a teacher, there was actually this like a lot of because I was a high school teacher, a lot of the students like these like vlogger families. I was like, oh, my kids are cute. All right, I'll do that. So I tried to be famous. I'm not gonna lie about that. So I was doing like the vlog stuff, family vlog stuff. So I learned how to edit videos and do the back end SEO type of stuff like that. So I had like a little bit of a foundation there. And I started doing the videos. I got into real estate August of 2021. I started the videos in January of 2022. So yeah, that's when I started doing videos, and I tried. I tried, it didn't work out. I tried, I failed. I tried, I failed. And then I eventually like dug in with both feet in November of 2023, I think, when I finally
Wow.
really did it. So I've been like doing it seriously as like my only source of like leads for almost 2 years now.
Wow. Well, what I want to take away from that for anybody who's listening is it was a trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, right? For those of us that it's so funny that you said that because my son at one point, he was always watching these vlogging families, right? And he was like, let's do this. And I like went out and got the equipment and I can remember being with him and trying it. And he was like, I don't want to be on camera. And I was like,
Well,
well,
you
that
kind of
is
got the camera, yeah.
sort of necessary to get to that point. So you transitioned from, are you still using your kids in it or is it transitioned completely
No,
to?
no. So I don't do the no.
No.
I just did that for honestly. I did that for before COVID. When COVID happened, that kind of threw everything off because you're stuck in a house. There's only so, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And transition to real estate. So I will say the one thing before I started my own channel, like I did my own channel, and then I thought LA was gonna be too hard to rank for. I'm in Southern California. I thought
Mhm.
LA and Southern California was too hard to rank for. So I ended up doing this with my brother-in-law in Houston. So we built a successful channel there. And then that's when I decided, all right, cool, let me give Southern California another try.
Interesting. I live in Houston right now. I just moved here
Okay.
last year. So, okay. So tell us how you got that started. I would love to know like what that looks like for you, especially if it's 10 hours a week and that's bringing in 20 to 30 leads a month.
Yeah, so basically my schedule is on Mondays, I plan my video for the week. Tuesday, I go out and shoot. So Tuesday is like my big like I'm religious about Tuesdays. If we have family vacations and my wife wants to extend an extra day and I haven't filmed, like sorry, we're going home. So Tuesday is my film day. Uh, so on Tuesdays, I film the video, upload the files to my editors. I make the thumbnails myself still. I like doing that. I have a little experience with graphic design, so I still do thumbnails myself. So I upload those to my editors on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, there's nothing really on the books. Wednesdays, I usually take off or just do a little admin work in the morning. My kids always have half days on Wednesdays, so I try not to do anything Wednesdays. Thursdays, when I wake up in the morning, my editors have my video ready for me to review. They're in the Philippines, so they start their shift at 5 p.m. They work from like 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. our time. So when I wake up on Thursday, there's a video waiting for me to review. Been with those guys for about 2 years, or basically the whole time, right? So we've got a pretty good workflow now where they know my style, they know what I like, what I don't like. So there's hardly any edits. It's usually just they use the drone footage for the wrong shopping center. I'm like, hey, you need to use this video instead. So I give them little notes. I used to have like a second review on Thursday night, but I don't even have that anymore because the notes are so minimal. So I
Mm.
just trust them to get it set. So then on Friday when I wake up, it's ready to go for me on my YouTube channel as unlisted. Then I just go in the back end and I do all the SEO type stuff and schedule it to go live on Saturday. So my videos go live every Saturday at 8 a.m. And this Saturday will be the 91st consecutive Saturday. I have not missed a Saturday in 91 weeks.
Wow. I'm sorry, they go live at 8. What time?
8 a.m. on
8
Saturdays.
a.m.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Okay, wow. I love that you have this all mapped out already and it's supporting the life that you want, that the kids are half days on Wednesdays and all of that. So for those of you that are sitting there thinking this is impossible, I want you to look that he's built a structure that allows him to do what he's doing.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm very curious. What are you videoing? What is it that you're putting
So
out there?
yeah, so there's lots of new builds where I'm at. I live in the Inland Empire area, like by Temecula, if you guys are familiar with that. So there's tons of new builds. There's like almost 200 new build communities within 30 miles of where I live. So I have content for days and days and days. Like I could, because I only do one video a week, I'm at the point where I even recycle videos. So a lot of it's just home tours and neighborhood tours of these new builds that are popping up. Um, in our Texas channel, that we do a lot of that, and then we also have like pros and cons of different areas or neighborhood tours. But like the runaway winner is the new home tours.
Wow.
So
And
I just go to model homes. Like so, this week was a little weird. It's my kid's first week of school, so it threw my whole schedule off. So I actually filmed yesterday, Thursday. So yeah, I went out yesterday and I filmed three model homes. It took me, I was gone for maybe 2 hours. So yeah. So I filmed yesterday. So yeah, this week will be less than 10 hours for sure. It'll be like 4 or 5 hours.
so jealous right now. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Okay, excellent. So talk to me about engagement. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I get text, emails, phone calls every single day. Like literally every single day, I get calls, texts, or emails. Some of them are people kicking tires, but most of them, like I said, I got 20, usually 20 to 30 serious buyers every single month. And it's even led to listings now. So like I'm in the Temecula area. I got a listing closing later today down in San Diego. I would have never got a listing in San Diego without YouTube. And the truth is, for that listing in San Diego, all I did was obviously these guys bought a house up here. They needed to sell down there. They trust me. So I went down there. I signed the listing agreement without ever going to their house. I only went down to their house to do the picture, media day basically, and I did one open house there. The house was on the market for 60 days before it went under contract with this weird market. So
Yeah.
being with EXP, you got people all over the place. So I just found people down there to do open houses for me on the weekends. And yeah, so we're closing today. Got another listing up in LA coming up soon. So like, it's been pretty cool because I never intended to get listings out of this, but listings are coming. Yeah.
Hey, that is amazing. Um, Well, my mind is blown right now because I'm like, wow, 2 hours, and you just send it off to these folks and they edit it the
Well,
way.
I'll be honest. This week I'm editing it myself because I don't want to like just not to. I want to be fair to them, and I kind of want to just change. I want to change a few little things here or there, so just to get me to look at it. So I will edit. Honestly, after this call, I'm gonna edit the video. Last night I laid it on the timeline. Today I just got to throw up the drone stuff behind. So I'll edit this week's on my own. But typically, yeah, that's how we work.
That's how long are the videos typically when you're posting them?
About 45 minutes to an hour.
Really?
Yeah. And people always say, like when I tell them about, oh, I can't do this for an hour. Well, if you like, just think about it. Like you walk through a model home and you talk about the stuff there, that takes 8 to 12
Yeah.
minutes. And you do three of those, boom, you're already at 30 to 40 minute video. So you got that. Then you got to film an intro and an outro. Those are about 3 minutes a piece. And then I hop on a map and I do like basically hop on Google Maps and I zoom, screen record it and talk about the different areas. And that's another, depending on how long I ramble, that's 10 to 20 minutes. So yeah, with if a community has 4 or 5 model homes, then I'm easily over an hour.
Wow. Okay, so what would you tell people? I mean, obviously you've got this mastered now, but it didn't happen overnight. You had to figure it all out. What would you, if you had to go back and do it over again, what would be the things you would tell folks to do the right way first time around?
Honestly, don't get caught up in being a perfectionist. I I mean, I mess up in the middle of the video sometimes. If it's a very minimal mess up, I just joke about it and let it go. I'm not like if it's too polished, people know, I think, So a lot of people when they meet me, they say, "Oh," because there's a lot of people in this area that do the videos. But we chose you because seem like a real person, And I include my kids in videos sometimes, or my wife, and stuff like that. So people really like, when you're authentic, basically. I wear the like I go show up in a hat. Every single video I basically have a hat. I'm just the real guy. So even when I show up to show houses, like I would like right now I'm wearing board shorts, so I wouldn't wear that out to show houses. But like I'll wear a hat, I'll wear like a regular t-shirt. I'm just a normal dude who shows up and helps people buy a house, basically. So I don't try to be something I'm not. That's something that happened like the first couple times. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be the super polished real estate agent guy, and like that's not me. Like there's other people out there that are that, and if you want that, cool, call those guys. Like I'm just gonna be me, and that's it.
I love that. I think it's something that it's very interesting because we go from transactional to relational, right?
Mhm.
And people start to feel like they're going to have a better connection with you because when you show up as that super polished person that doesn't feel real, doesn't feel
Mhm.
like it's true to who you are, they can kind of feel that even through the
For
screen,
sure. For
right?
sure.
Even through the screen. Okay, so again, kind of thinking back to this, well, how did you find the folks that are doing the editing for you? That's
Yeah.
something.
So when I already knew how to do the YouTube stuff, all right, but there was a course out there. And these guys had DM'd me. There's a course, they're actually EXP guys. They had DM'd me, and honestly, I just wanted to do the course just to rub elbows with these guys, like so that they would know who I am, and maybe there's a little something here or there that I would pick up. So I did a course, a YouTube for real estate course, from some EXP guys, and it was like a mastermind course. It was like only 8 people, super exclusive or whatever. And if I'm being really honest, I didn't learn anything new other than those map videos that I do now. Like I had never thought of that before. So other than like that, like that's really what I guess got me started there. I don't know if I answered your question, but that's
You
basically
kind of did. I
yeah.
think it's interesting. I mean, there's always something new to learn, right? I mean, I was just talking about this on a call before I got on this call, and it was, how are we always learning, creating opportunities for us to learn something new? And sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. But I love that you took the chance, and then look at that, you found something that works really, really great for what you're doing. Okay, so let me think. I'm thinking through. We talked kind of a little bit about you've got these people in the Philippines that do that for you and turn that around for
I'm
you.
sorry. That's how I got the editors because I use
Yeah.
their editors.
Yeah. Okay. So you found them through them.
Yeah, but I didn't use them right away. I just remembered. So when I'll rewind it a little bit. So when we did the Houston channel, my idea was I went to my brother-in-law. I said, dude, like you're in Houston, you're a realtor. You film the videos, you be the face of the channel. I'll do all the back end stuff. I'll edit your videos and I will do the SEO. So I was editing. And then when it came time for me to be like, oh, there's lots of new builds out here. Like when he transitioned for like neighborhood videos to new builds, I was like, oh, well, I got lots of new builds out here. So then that's when we got the editors involved. So October, November 2023 is when our editors came on board. So I went back in my emails and I actually, because we had the screen recording, so I went back and found what the editors that they said in the video like 3 years before, and I hit them up, and yeah. The rest is history.
That's amazing. What I love about that story is that it becomes leverage, right? So I think this is something that most agents fall into is that all of a sudden you have to become the expert in every single thing that you're doing. And as a coach, I'm like, no, no. Now, don't get me wrong. I can self-realize I have a very similar problem. Like I will try to learn it and do it. And part of that is just because I want to understand it all. But you do not have to learn how to edit. You can see that Mike is out there using someone, creating leverage for himself, that he's out there doing the actual stuff that needs for him to be screen on the screen. And outside of that, he's hiring someone. And you don't have to share how much that is, but I'm sure that it's less
It,
expensive by using someone.
it's way less expensive than anyone here thinks.
Yeah.
Way
Yeah.
less.
And that's I think the rabbit hole most agents fall down is that they believe that they have to do it all because it's going to be too expensive to outsource it or find somebody to do that for you. But I want you guys to think about the fact that this is what these people do for a living. So it's like for them, it's rote, right? They're able to do it very quickly and easily, and Mike's going to get the result that he wants because he's utilized them and trained them over time, right? Exactly what you said earlier. You're like, now I don't even really have to make many notes or many changes because they've learned me, right? And that's
Mhm.
saving you time and giving you the life that you want with
Yeah,
your
can I
agent.
interject there too?
Yeah.
I don't even pay for the editors. I have a lender that does.
Oh, you just made me so happy. Did everybody hear that? He doesn't
I don't,
even.
yeah, I don't pay for them at all. Breathe. The company's called Ocean Media or
Ocean
Ocean Click.
Ocean Click.
Yeah, they might have given me a sweet deal because I'm super organized and I showed them that and I knew how to edit videos beforehand. I think I got a smoking deal, but it's still really, really cheap overall, even if you didn't have the great deal.
I want to make sure everyone took that away that he's got his lender paying for it. Right. So this is another situation where agents believe they have to do everything, they have to pay for everything, and there is a lot of opportunity, especially if a lender sees that you're consistently posting, you're consistently building a following, they're going to see that what that means for them as well, right? And I'm
Right.
sure, Mike, they've been very happy with the outcome over.
Yes and no, because it transitioned to new builds, so it's not as good as they
Oh, got it, got it, got it.
because yeah, usually it's going to be good for refi down the road, but for initially,
Well, I mean, it still seems like it would be a very worthy investment for
oh
them.
yeah.
Just based on the sheer exposure. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the leads. I know that you said it's about 20 to 30 leads every month. Talk to me about, because I just love it when agents say bad leads. Are they bad leads or are they just,
Are really good. Like sometimes they are a little bit further out. Like I was talking to someone, earlier this week and they're not buying till like next summer. So they aren't cool. That's a little bit too early, but we'll nurture them. But no, most leads are really good when I meet them in person. It was weird at first when I did this and I'm meeting someone that I met online and it almost feels like you're online dating almost. But now it's like cool. Like I show up, like I'm not nervous at all to meet these people. They think I'm a celebrity, basically. Like there's no weirdness at all. It feels like because I'm authentically myself and I have my jokes that I tell and all this stuff, and they know me a little bit about my story. It feels like obviously they know me that more than I know them, but it's so easy to get a quick connection of these people. Like some of these people, I'll take, people that are moving and we'll go out to lunch or something. I tell my wife, like, man, when these guys move here, like we should be friends with them. Like it just feels like that natural with some of these people.
well, it's because now they've had an experience of you, especially when you have videos that are that length, right? It's not 1 minute or 2 minutes.
And they're watching several videos. Like I can get nerd out in the analytics, but there's people that call me and say, oh, they call it my show. They're like, oh, we watch your show every week. And it's like, whoa, all right, cool.
I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Well, for those of us, because I happen to know there are some for fellow nerds on this call that I recognize, let's talk about the analytics because I'm a super big nerd. So
Yeah.
tell me what that looks like as far as viewership. How many
Mhm.
videos are they watching? What's your demographic? What's that look like?
So, one of the things that I thought was like the weirdest thing when I dig into the analytics, only 9% of people or 8% of people watch me on a phone. Majority, 84% is on a TV. And I'm getting thousands and thousands of views. I'm like, there's months I get over 100,000 views on my videos. Like right now, I'm like 30, $40,000 or dollars, 30, 40,000 views a month. But yeah, 85% ish is on a TV.
That is so fascinating. I have literally only watched YouTube on my television twice ever.
Oh yeah, same. Like I only watch YouTube on my phone really, and my kids
Huh.
watch the iPads. But like yeah, and my TVs have YouTube. The smart
Yeah.
TVs. I hardly ever watch it on there, and
Does
that's
it
it.
provide you the age group for that?
I probably could. I don't get that granular.
No.
But yeah, most people like when they call me like, oh, like, we're watching you on TV right now. And in the beginning, I was like, what? That's weird, or like they'll bring their kids like, oh, that's the guy from the TV. So yeah, most people watch me on the TV, which I thought was wild. When I started doing this channel and YouTube stuff, I I thought that people would come from local here, from San Diego, Orange County, LA. I didn't think that 90% of my viewers would be there. I thought I'd get more the not international, other states basically. And so I've got clients from the other states, but majority of my viewers and majority of my clients are within California, just people relocating to this area. I didn't realize that this area is the number 20 market for relocation in the whole US. I'm in the Inland Empire, like Temecula,
Yeah.
Menifee, Murrieta. So yeah, I had no idea that this was one of the top relocation markets in the whole United States. So it's just people from within California relocating here because and so here's another nerdy thing. I could see which other channels these people are watching. So once you go to your channels to a certain size, they know your audience. They see what other channels they're watching. So I know just looking at it I'm not to be cocky, but I have the number one channel in this area. There's two others that are regular people. So in the viewers stuff, I can see what channels they're watching. It's obviously me, but the two other channels that are like, my competition or whatever. Then there's two guys in Vegas and one guy or two good people in Houston. So I know that people that are coming to look at my channel are also considering Vegas and
Mhm.
Houston. So now when I'm talking to them in my videos, I can drop things about, if you're thinking about Houston, you're thinking about Vegas, like how, like they feel like I'm talking directly to
To
them.
them.
Yeah, so I like most of these people, they want to stay in California because they have family here, but they're also exploring these other areas. So I can, tell stories about how my parents were thinking about moving to Las Vegas, but then they realized it wasn't as cheap as they thought it was, type of thing. So they're staying in
That's
California.
smart.
So
That's really smart.
those are little stories that I can tell to help out there.
That's incredible that you have, I mean, you really got started in 2023 based on what you said,
The
and
end
that
of
you have,
2023, yeah.
yeah, and that you have the number one channel there. That's pretty impressive. Um, uh, does anyone, I want to stop for a second and see if anyone has any questions because I happen to know that we have some. Yep. Anthony's like me, me, me. Go ahead, Anthony, jump in.
Hey, Mike, thanks for all the valuable information. Anthony here from New York. What content would you suggest shooting for people that do not have a lot of new build or new construction projects going on near them, like myself?
Yeah, yeah, I think a good video, and obviously you'd have to get permission from agents on this, to just pick a neighborhood. I don't know if you're in the city or whatever, a neighborhood or a borough or it's different, or building even, and go film a couple of the listings that are there and film the amenities that are there in that specific building. I don't know if you're in like a building or suburb type of environment where
Suburb,
you. So
single family home suburbs, yeah.
okay. Okay. So yeah, go to the different neighborhoods. I did where I just moved recently, but where I used to live, I did a whole neighborhood video with the schools, the parks, the community center, the pools, all that kind of stuff. And then homes.com reached out and they're writing a neighborhood profile and they're like quoting me in this thing in this article, like neighborhood profiles. So that's something that I would do. Where you're at is just the local neighborhoods. Find some really cool listings. It's also good, like a little hack. You're not going to it's going to help you grow your channel. And some of these metrics don't matter. Like it doesn't, like to me, the fact that I have the most subscribers in this area doesn't matter. Like, am I getting the most, I can't really tell if I'm getting the most deals or not, but I can look at other people's views and watch time. And I know that I'm number one. I've got a little visitor, babe.
It's okay.
Sorry, guys.
We welcome all little visitors.
Yeah, so we've got yeah, I think just filming local houses. Wait, he's waving to you. Go see mama. Yeah, the local houses, if there's like amenities or parks or schools, go ahead and do that. And that's like my brother-in-law in Texas, that's what he does. He initially didn't do new builds. And then he was just doing local neighborhood tours, going to the shops and talking about like the main shopping centers and the schools and the parks, and just he wouldn't even go in the houses. He would walk in front of the houses that were for sale and he would just splash some MLS pictures up about the stuff. And he was getting some pretty good business like that until he started, then he started doing new builds. So that'd be my recommendation. And then also pros and cons of moving to an area. So what do you like? What do you not like? Cost of living. If people are going to relocate from other areas, cost of living is a big deal. So those are kind of the most popular videos besides the new builds. And
I
then,
love that because you become the expert, right?
mhm,
All of a
yeah,
sudden they're like, this is the channel I'm going to go to learn about all of these neighborhoods because maybe they do live on the other side of the country,
mhm,
right? And now they're looking for some sort of exposure to the shopping areas, the school areas, the park areas. And now they feel like they have an expert in the area to go and kind of almost like a virtual tour walk
yeah,
through, right?
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Anyone else? Anthony, that was a great question for those that don't have a lot. I mean, having been from New York previously, it's not a whole lot of new construction happening around that place unless they knock something down and put it back up. Anybody else?
Yeah, just flippers. That's the
Yeah.
only new construction, but not communities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rick?
I'm sorry, you gave me an idea there.
Yeah.
If you know any of the flippers out there, Anthony, I would get with them and you can maybe just before their market goes or their listing goes on market, maybe you do a home tour of the different flips, and that could be like an in to show like a super nice house, and then maybe you talk a little bit about that community.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a good idea.
I like that as well. Now you're giving me an idea. I was like, for folks who want to get into a specific area and don't feel like they can, and there's not what they're looking for, but there might be an opportunity for them to do a tear down and come back up. So maybe you're showing the before and the after if you get in a relationship with the flipper and you're like, hey, I want to be there to show what it looked like previously and what's possible now. That could be pretty exciting. Rick, you have your hand up?
Hey, good morning. Mike, I appreciate you sharing your story with us. My question would be, I'm just getting started here in San Antonio. I'm looking to build a team. And lead generation is obviously something that we all are trying to figure out, master. And then I think as soon as you figure it out, you got to check and adjust. But my question would be, it's been 2 years of you doing this channel. When did traction start happening for you? Because I
Yeah.
think that's the key, like staying consistent, picking a path, and then just putting your head down and doing the works. But for you, in your experience, when did traction start to happen?
Yeah, so it took me 7 months to get my first once I re-upped because I did get like like I don't know a random deal from YouTube from one of those times I started and failed at like the video. That's what actually what kickstarted me to redo my channel. I got a random deal, but since I like really dove back into it, it took 7 months to get the first one like to close escrow, and then from there it's been slow. Like kind of it started off as a slow roll. So my first close was the summer of 2020. I forgot what the years are, but the summer of that year. Then I got a couple more, sprinkled throughout the year. And then this year I'm going to do about 30 from all from
Oh.
YouTube. 100%. One of them is my parents. So, but they're also from YouTube because they just moved out here because of my videos. But yeah, so I'll do about probably I'm tracking to do 30.
That's
That's
so
incredible.
congratulations to
Thank you.
That's amazing. I think my biggest takeaway from I was writing down your schedule is that you're consistent. Same
Hmm.
day, same time. People
Hmm.
know what to expect if they're and like if they're subscribed, right? They're probably getting that notification.
They are. And I tell them that's part of the other thing with the videos. Sorry to interrupt you, but
No, go.
yeah, I have the CTAs in there, so I give them obviously tell them to like, subscribe, tap that bell, right? And then I also have my phone number on the screen. So hey, if you like anything you see in today's video, make sure you go ahead and reach out. Whether you're coming out today, tomorrow, next week, next month, whenever. I'd love to be your local guide to the area. I mean, obviously it's a track line now that I can just like that say.
Yeah, now you say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the
I'll give you
consistency.
another thing. I used to copy the other guys, their little lines, and that wasn't me. It felt forced. So like what I just told you guys is like just that's like the real me. So I came up with my own little line that I just repeat in every video, a couple times in every video actually.
That's awesome. Anybody else have a question, a thought? Who here is doing YouTube right now? Okay, Anthony's already doing it. Bree, are you and Kenny doing YouTube? Yeah, I think so, right? Hang on, Bree's gonna come online.
Yeah, we are. I'm doing it in twofold. I just started uploading like past shorts and stuff that I had. I have a YouTube coach that I hired a year and a half ago and then didn't do anything with it. So now I'm actually doing it.
That's how I was at first too. I did that class and I was like, all right, cool. And then I'll do a couple of videos and I didn't.
It takes time, right? Like I focus a lot on short form, so I'm trying to get better with my long form content. And the real estate, I just took what I've already been posting on other platforms and put it on my YouTube, and we'll see how it goes because I had the channel and it's been sitting there quiet for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that biggest takeaway is I'm hearing is like that structure and that what you like. I'm sure, Mike, that as new neighborhoods are coming up or anything like that is happening, that you are kind of keeping track of that, and you're like, oh, that's
Well,
next on my
I
list.
don't even have to. I'm at the point where these builders reach out
I
to me and
call
say,
you.
hey, we've got, we got a grand opening next month. The models are actually going to be up here. Like, and I'm doing videos before they grand open. There's a community here in Menifee. I put 5 houses in escrow before they broke ground on the models.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So it was cool because a lot of these builders have the same like the same floor plans that other communities. So I was able, and I had already filmed them. So hey, I'm gonna overflow my drone over the dirt that was gonna be there from across the street. And it was actually like a part two of a community. They had built the first part like, 3 years ago, and the next phase, not phase two, but like they more land across the street, so they decided to do more. So they already had all these models that I had filmed. So I did a whole video where I showed them the 9, there's 9 floor plans there. So it's like almost, I think it might even be a 2-hour video. But yeah, I probably have sold out of it as an outside agent. I'm probably the one that sold the most deals in that community.
That's kind of incredible whenever I think about that now they're calling you, right?
Yeah.
They're getting ready and oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I was just thinking about something. Oh, I know what it was. Okay, so I love to give people actionable items, which you've already done a great job of already because I wrote down your whole schedule. But let's talk equipment.
Yeah.
Beginning, like what you started with in the beginning to get you started, and then if anything has shifted and changed as you've progressed.
Yeah. Super expensive stuff.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
little guy right here. I still use a smartphone, so smartphone camera. I have a gimbal now, but like not one of the expensive ones. There's some that are like hundreds of dollars online. This is like one of like the Asian brands on Amazon, and it was like 50 or 60 bucks. Microphones, I need to do better on the microphones, but these are like 20 buck wireless microphones. That's one thing that I've had those for a little bit over a year. I needed to like get new ones. I can notice the quality starting to go a little bit. And then I do have a drone. This one's old. It's a DJI Mini. I think this one's the 2. You don't need a license to fly that one because it's 249 grams. So I use that one. I probably need to invest in a new one to do. I don't do short form content right now, but the newer one has a vertical camera. But yeah, that's my equipment. So when I started, I had that drone because I bought that years ago before I even intended to do this channel. So I had a drone already. I had like a tripod that folded, so it wasn't like a gimbal, like a professional one that I got from like Target for like $30. But that's all I had in the beginning was I don't even think I had microphones in the beginning. So yeah, like all my equipment, so 60 bucks, 20 bucks, $0 because you already have a phone. And then the drone's optional. My brother-in-law in Texas doesn't have the drone, but the drone like you can get an older one like this for 400 bucks probably. The newer one's like 1,000 or 1,200 bucks. So it's
That's
relatively cheap to get started.
kind of incredible. I mean,
Mhm.
because I think about people who probably say, I can't do it because I don't have the equipment. I can't afford the equipment, right? Guys, you just saw that was like less than a couple $100 really, if you don't even want the drone to get
Mhm.
started and start some consistency in that. And there's no lack of real estate right now on the market to go do that for those of you that are in areas where listings are sitting. So, what's holding you back, right?
Mhm. And
Anybody
then
want to
even with the drone thing, I learned last week. I spoke at Will Higgins' office, and he w-
not?
he does he was showing me how to do drone shots from Google Earth. I had no idea you could do that. So you don't even need a drone necessarily. There's like the are cool. The images are good enough on Google Earth apparently to use those as drone shots. So I'm gonna dig into that a little bit because I live by some airports where I can't fly the drone.
Oh, that's really smart. I see Mr. Higgins on. Mr. Higgins, would you like to jump on? I know you do YouTube as well. Anything you want to share if you're able
Hey,
to?
no, this is the
Will,
man.
I didn't see Will on here. What's up, Will?
Yeah, no, this is the man. I'm getting actually. He's inspired me to get back on my channel. So I closed the deal last week from doing a lot of things. He's talking about. And yeah, he's right. We have a lot of airports around us, so I've had to figure out Google Earth, and I mean it's almost better than drone footage. So yeah, so if you really don't need a drone, guys, you can just hop on to Google Earth. But yeah, but no, I'm signed up. We're supposed to be getting together. But yeah, no, I'm moving forward. This is the way.
It's kind of incredible when I keep thinking back to what you said with people watching it on the television. And I'm like, again, I think we have to think about the fact, like you said, relocation, right? Are we now people's way of finding out about locations, about cities, about neighborhoods. I mean, I live in Houston, which Mike, I mean, I'm sure
It's
you know,
huge.
is
Yeah, my son
huge.
lives out there. It's
It's
humongous.
massive. And so making a decision about where to live is really difficult because there are just so many options. I mean,
Mhm.
I chose where I live because my best friend lives down the street and she's lived here, since she graduated college. But I did do a lot of research before I came, and there was some very basic information out there, but I would have loved the opportunity to have a channel to go to and see more about that
Mhm.
and feel like I was learning a little bit more about it from like boots on the ground perspective. And I think that's what you get when someone like you is doing a YouTube channel. You're getting someone who's walking it, experiencing it, and giving someone else the ability to do that through video, which is kind of
Mhm.
amazing. Amazing.
Even more crazy is it's a true representation that we live in a permissionless society. And what I mean by that is Mike has his own TV show essentially. Like these people are tuning in every week to watch him. And if this was 10 years ago, you would have needed to be on a huge network. No, you create your own network, so you don't need permission. Like he's created his own lane, his own show.
That is kind of incredible. And when you think about where we're going as a people, right? I mean, 9 times out of 10, my son is sending me YouTube shorts all day long to watch something, right? And that's the way he's getting his information. What he's learning about anything in his life, he's Googling it. Well, he's not Googling it. He tells me, he's like, I don't use Google, I use YouTube. Like
Mhm.
he looks something up there. And I'm like, oh, 9,000 years old right now because I don't do that. But I think about the exactly what you said, Will. Like now Mike has this show where people are learning and getting information, but they're also getting exposure to Mike, right?
Mhm.
And building this online relationship, for lack of a better word, which is kind of amazing. I see Bree has her hand up. Go ahead, Bree.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that the fact that you say that your son and everything uses YouTube. So there's been a big push on YouTube. And that's why I'm leaning into it more because we're not using search engines the way we used to use them. We're getting information from ChatGPT and other resources. We're getting information from Reddit, and we're getting a lot of information from YouTube. And YouTube has poured a ton of money in. There's videos upon videos of this, of like why now is the time, because they're the number 2 platform right now, right below Facebook. And they're going for number 1. It'll be interesting in the next few years to see if they take them.
It's such an opportunity,
Mhm.
right? I mean, I don't know how many of you like when I'm learning new softwares and whatnot, that is the one time I do go to YouTube because someone has already taught how to do whatever it is that I'm doing, and I like open it on one screen and I'm doing the thing on the other screen. So it has become my go-to for learning, learning more about what people think about something. And I think it is an opportunity right now for realtors to gain that voice out there, right? And Mike, what I loved about what you said is that you started it out thinking you had to be something and realizing that that was not authentic. It didn't feel real to you. And now you've created something where you can be just who you are. And what Will said is kind of triggering that for me as well. It's like you're not asking, you don't have to have permission from anybody to be that person. And they're
Mhm.
either your people or they're not. They're either
Exactly.
your tribe or they're not, right? So it's like and hopefully you're attracting your vibe, right? The
I
people,
I totally am.
and it's like, great, now we're in relationship. They trust you as a result of what you've shared with them. And hopefully that means referrals as well, right? Down the road.
I imagine down the road it will. I know people are moving here, and then they're the first to come, and then their families are coming. Allegedly down the road too. And in Texas, the channel my brother-in-law has, he said people were like he helped the first person move, and then 3, 4, 5 siblings are coming with them down the road, and it's led to like a snowball effect, really.
That's incredible. Will, I see your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I remember there was a big push for, YouTube a few years ago when the guys in Dallas, Levi and them did it. But don't get it twisted. It's work,
Mhm.
and it's a lot of work. Um, and you go through different phases, and I love how Mike tells the truth. You start and stop. You start and stop. So I just love that he keeps it real. But that you just want people to know that like it's work. It's
Mhm.
work, and it's not free. It's an investment. You have to get an editor. You got to make the time. Like you got to stay consistent. It's work.
Thank you for sharing that. Well, I think
And,
that's
and you don't always feel like doing it.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I absolutely did not feel like filming. I really didn't. And I told my wife the night before, I said, hey, tomorrow you have to make sure I go film. But yeah, I don't always feel like it. And so what I do is sometimes I'll do like a recycled video where I have the film like it already filmed. Like yesterday, I went to a place that I had already filmed, but I didn't want to do a recycled video because I did it the week before. So I actually went out and really did refilm a community. So that's the other thing. You can recycle things because only 10 to 20% of people have actually seen, that are repeat. I'm sorry, only 10 to 20% are returning viewers. So for most people, it's brand new. So every quarter with all these different communities, like for the most popular communities, I'm recycling them every quarter, or I'll go refilm them, or I'll use the video again somehow.
That's smart. Ralph, go ahead.
Mike, I have a question. So, I mean, the new homes, I'm guessing you have all the literature, right? So learning about it is not like overwhelming. But if we're in, like a market that there are no new builds, and the neighborhoods are like forever changing, what's
Mhm.
the easiest way you think just to get that information, right? Because you want it to be truthful. You just want to go out there and like just BS everybody and then they
Yeah.
come
So you're
over.
saying like areas like an HOA type of thing, or just like I know where my parents live, there's no HOA, and it just there is not kind of like nothing to say about the community other than the houses. Is that kind of how your community you're talking about, or you have like an HOA with a community center and pool and stuff?
I mean, a lot of the areas I work, I mean, there'll be like different builders. It's probably like where you're at now, right? Well, might have been 25 different builders, but they
Mhm.
were in between the, early 70s and mid 80s.
Okay.
Now the neighborhoods are like drastically different. I mean, you can go across the street
Yeah.
and it's like crossing the tracks,
So
right?
I mean, I would just film each individual pocket. Like if they have a different name, I mean, you could literally this is
Just break them out. Yeah.
Yeah, just do and then you have more videos, and that's the big thing people struggle with is like, I don't know what to shoot. Well, every neighborhood could be a video. Like when someone's looking to move to a certain area, like you have all these videos, and it's super cool. One thing I do when people come out from out of town or whatever, to come here, when I'm planning out their visit, I send them a Google map, and I have like the pins of all the different neighborhoods, and the pin has my videos that are recorded of that, so I can, you know. Sally and John Smith are coming. I make them their own custom map with like the 5 stops we're gonna have, and it has the video on it. So you could, in theory, have a different pin for the different neighborhoods with a video that to excite them or whatever. But as they're coming, or you could send that out. Hey, here's your map for our trip that I've organized, put together for us. And then I also have like key spots on there, like the cool shopping centers. We have wineries out here, so like where the wineries are, casinos, stuff like that. So there's different little points of interest that you could throw on there too.
Oh, I love that, Mike. And I know Will's asking how you do that, and you're giving me like my brain is exploding right now. For those of you that know, like at Empire Builders Pro, we have a map where every agent in our organization is all over the world. And I'm sitting here thinking like Ralph in your area, I was like, you could have a Google map that is saved. That's ours. It's just a link that we have. And every time you do a video, it's linked to that dot, right? To that spot. And I'm like, oh, you could build that on your and say to people like, hey, interested in moving to my area, here's a map. Then if you click on the link, you can see my video on that particular area. Think about building your map out like that, guys. For those of you that are in, like I'm in Houston, right? But I'm in Bridgeland. Bridgeland has like, I don't know, 40 communities inside of Bridgeland. And I would just think about doing one at a time, like making my way through it and doing,
Is that over by Cypress?
yeah, I'm in Cyprus. Yep. Yeah, it's like a huge master plan community, but every little micro community is different. They all have their own parks, they all have their own pools, they all have their own feel, like every single one of them. And so think about that where you live. And if you're looking for content and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do, start building your map out. Maybe start really local to where you are and then just keep going further and further out. Like you would really never run out of content.
Never. And then, like I said, most people don't rewatch. So every quarter, basically, you can recycle stuff.
That's incredible. We've got a couple questions in here. So Ken wrote, have you ever considered monetization with YouTube as one of the content creators on the platform?
Dude,
Which
I get paid from YouTube. It's not what you think. Like I get $500 a month, maybe.
hey, if it offsets what you're paying for your editors, right?
Yeah, true.
I mean, that's the win, right? If there's a break even or even more. So I think that's pretty incredible. Bree says she also monetizes from Meta. Any other questions? I mean, first of all, thank you, Mike, because I love how interactive this is. This is my favorite kind of call where people get to really take something away from it. Anybody else have anything or thoughts brewing around in their head about this? There's been some really good questions. Who's like ready to go? Who's like, this now feels possible? Ralph, I saw that. I saw it all the way over here. You're door knocking, man. You're out there. You could be doing video while you're door knocking.
Like I have like the microphone here. It still has the tag on it. I bought it like 8 months ago. I'm like,
I mean, I'm just thinking about what an opportunity while you're out there door knocking the neighborhood to go ahead and just shoot video as you're kind of going along. I think, double whammy that puppy. Like I'm already here. Boots on the ground. Who else? Who's thinking about it? Not sure still. Okay, this is an interactive conversation.
I'll give another little nugget. I know not everyone's with new builds in the area. And I don't know if this is, maybe I'm giving you stuff you already know. There's a website called New Home Source or Showing New. That's where I find a lot of the new builds that I'm going to film or get information on them. So I know some areas are starting to have like live inventory of the new build communities that are like they're doing that. So New Home Source has like it shows like the model homes, the communities, and also the live inventory for certain builders. It probably has about 90% of the builders on there. But it's something that's what I use as my lead magnet. So I'll put a QR code on my, now that I know people watch on TV, right? They can just put their phone up and scan the screen. And I have them create an account there. And they're able to, look at stuff, the new builds, the houses, the communities, whatever, and they're really diving in there without having to reach out to me, but it doesn't have the builder's information on there. So if they really want to know, they have to call me. So it's a cool way where, and then I'm able to like, see what houses they like, what saved searches, like it's almost like a CRM specifically for new builds.
Interesting. Rick, go ahead.
That's actually really cool. They have something here in Texas. It's called New Home Buddy that does the
Okay.
exact same thing. So if you're in Texas, New Home Buddy, it's a inventory platform facing agents. It's an agent facing platform where your information is going to get connected. It automatically dings the community's builder rep that's associated with that new build community. So you're already connected in the system, so there's no issue of lost commission. That new home builder is going to be reaching out to you directly because their only point of connection is with the agent. All of the clients' contact information is proprietary, so it's very private. It's not being sold anywhere, so it's a safe platform. So New Home Buddy is a great resource if you're in Texas. But my question is, I am more geared towards recruiting agents, and I want to be one and done. So what I mean by that is I want to do one long video 1 week that I can chop that up into pieces, put it everywhere it needs to go, and then this call really kind of sparked the idea of maybe I can take that one long video, stick it on YouTube, and do the short content as well at the same time. Like, have you done that? What do you think about that? Is that an efficient way of kind of killing two birds with one stone?
Yeah. So in theory, yes. I don't do any short form content at all. But I plan on doing Instagram. If I was going to do more short form for YouTube, I would actually create a different channel for myself. Because I'm attracting people who are in research mode, and I feel like on the shorts, it's more of like passive looking. You're scrolling and a house popped up. Okay, cool. All right, I'm sent to my wife. And then you're not. Sometimes it's not as serious. Versus the long form, people are like actually digging in and wanting to see about a specific community. So I haven't done the short form type stuff, but I do know it works, and I know there's several people who are doing it. Obviously, some builders within the various real estate companies do the short form stuff. But I like this what you're saying as far as taking one long form and cutting it up. Like, yeah, that's a very efficient way to do it. I know like when I'm planning on doing my short form stuff, like I'm gonna film my way I film for the long form, which is the phone sideways, and then the other stuff has to go up and down. All right. So I might like for videos like that, I'm gonna have to refilm at the same spot. But like with what you're saying, like maybe like a coaching call like this, right? There's a long form one, and then boom, there's like the short form little bits or whatever.
Yeah, I put in here.
Can I chime in?
I love Opus Clip for that, for sure, taking it. Will, go ahead. Sorry.
So I see what you're saying. So on the agent attraction side, you want to make one long video and then chop it up and use it on your socials. Theoretically, yes, it's a great idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. It works for the Alex Hermosis and all those other people because they're famous and people know who they are.
Right.
For us, not so much. But the way you could do it is that you have to have multiple micro hooks throughout the video. The problem is when you chop it up, it doesn't start with a polarizing hook. I hope I'm not going too deep for you guys, but you'd have to have multiple micro hooks. So every different section or topic you start with, there needs to be something captivating that you say at the beginning, and then that's where you cut.
Yeah, I totally get that because even Opus Clip, as a result of that, I don't know if anybody here uses Opus Clip. I really love it whenever we do have something long. And I think you've used it in the past as well, is you can throw it in there and you can give it a YouTube link and it will watch it and then give you a set of virality scores, like how viral it would be. And you can tell it how long you want those clips to be broken up into. And then it will take that and create that clip for you. It'll even put the words on the screen and things like that. But what Will is saying is accurate. Like sometimes you lose the hook. It might still give something really powerful in it, but where's the CTA? Like where's the call to action? Where is that as a result of that? So you have to just kind of be careful if you're breaking it up into smaller pieces and maybe, splice in part of it from the beginning that
Intro,
is
the
that.
outro.
Yeah.
So maybe, and I don't want to take over the conversation, but just another quick question. Mike mentioned, and I wrote it down, he has a 3-minute intro, 3-minute outro. Maybe that's small content, whatever, Opus Clip or whatever platform I'm using to pull out that viral, so to speak, content, splice in a 40-second intro and a 40 or 10-second intro, whatever that the time frame is, but something that addresses the concern, which will, it makes perfect sense now that you're calling it out. Like there's going to be something missing from it. Like what's the call to action? What's the hook? So what do you think? Like
I love
splicing it in at the end, beginning, whichever. But yeah.
Will, you came off mute. You wanna add something to that?
No, no. I mean, I was just gonna say again, it sounds great in theory, man, but unfortunately, you got to put the work in. And if I mean, again, I don't know how big your following is, but I have a decent sized following on short form content, and I've tried that. It just doesn't work. I have to make individual videos. Now, the best way to do it, and what I'm gonna start testing next week is you make a video, but then you make three different hooks and just have your editor or you edit in those three different hooks, and now you have three different videos.
I like that.
Okay.
Um,
I like that.
Something we haven't touched on that you said earlier, and I wrote a note so I wouldn't forget to come back to it. Talk to me about the SEO side of it. You said that you're doing that and you're doing the thumbnails and things like that. What does that look like so that people get a better feel for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely real. There's other people who have been down this path, like Will mentioned Levi, and there's Jackson and Jesse. That's the guy the course I took. There's other people who have done this before. I literally copied and pasted and changed it to LA or Southern California. So as far as that part of it goes, that's what I kind of copied and pasted their thing. And then for my video titles, I use TubeBuddy to figure out the best keywords. I'm at the point now where I kind of know what's going to work and not. So I kind of throw in, people love to hear affordable, massive, different little words like that. I hate using the word cheap, but people like to search cheap homes. Um, and I'll get people that argue like, how this video says affordable homes, it's $600,000. How's that? Who can afford that? Well, I'm like, well, I know my audience is coming from LA, Orange County, and San Diego, where they're spending $900,000 for basically a fixer upper, compared to a brand new home. So yeah, to my audience, to most of my audience, this is affordable, So yeah, so I'm using TubeBuddy. Use the same basically block of text. I just changed the title. I use ChatGPT to do my video description. So what I'll do is I'll go on the builder's website. I will literally copy the whole page. And if there's little like tabs and stuff, I'll go in and like for the amenities, HOA, stuff like that, and I paste it there. I had a prompt, but now all I do is say do the same for this colon, then I paste the website, and it shoots out a description of the community, and then I'll change a couple words here or there, or sometimes they'll put the builder's phone number and address. I want them to call me for that, like I don't want to, because then they can go direct to the builder. So yeah, I'll tweak things like that, and then I'll put, I use TubeBuddy for the various hashtags in there or the tags that I'm putting on the videos. And that's basically it. And really the SEO is not as important once the train gets going. Like right now, I could probably not do SEO and it'll be fine. But when you're starting out, I feel it's pretty important to find the right audience.
I love that. My takeaway from that is, guys, you don't have to recreate the wheel. right? Like look at Mike. He's watched other people, he's met with other people, he's gotten information from them, and then he's just recreated it in his own way. And I think that typically is what's keeps people from starting. It's fear of like, I have to create all of this from scratch. We're in a situation now where we have these wonderful calls with people like Mike who can share that information with you, show you what they do. And with Chat GPT, it's almost impossible not to be able to figure it out relatively quickly, right? We're in a new space where almost anyone can do almost anything, which is like, don't hold back. For those of you that are looking to build this, I think based on what Mike and Bree said, right, we have such an opportunity in front of us with YouTube wanting to be number one. They're open. They're like, hey, we want people to find their content this way. So don't, I'm listening to this and I'm like, why are more people not doing this? I mean, I think about what you said, Mike, and you're like 10 hours a week between filming, planning, responding to the editors and whatnot, and that's generating 20 to 30 leads a month. I mean, that's pretty
And
incredible.
honestly, it's probably less than 10 hours. That's just a nice round number and it's sexy for.
I mean, could you find 10 hours, guys? Those of you that aren't, maybe doing what you want to be doing in sales right now and having that as a lead generation source. I mean, I'm like in awe at the moment. So, Mike, I want to thank you so much for today. I took like 2 pages of notes here. I'm like, what am I doing with my life that I'm not doing YouTube? Yep, Rick's doing the same thing. I'm like, it's such a good opportunity for us to kind of jump in when someone gives us the roadmap like you did. So I want to thank you for taking the time with all of us today. Any final questions before we wrap up today? No? I hope everybody got a lot out of this. I certainly did. I'm like, no excuses is what I wrote on the top of my paper.
I have one quick one.
Yeah.
Do you keep your name and phone number on the screen especially for people watching it on the television through the entirety of the video, or do you flash it in the beginning and flash it at the end?
I flash it throughout. So I do it in the intro. I do it in the outro. And then typically there's like dead time when you're filming a house. Like for instance, the way I normally tour, like all downstairs will end in the backyard. Then I have to go walk up the stairs. As I'm walking up the stairs, then I have 2 of my things there. So like, hey, if you like anything you see today, my phone number's on the screen right now. Reach out, whatever. So it was have that or the reminder that this is a show I post every single Saturday at 8 a.m. and I'll have the like subscribe thing. So those are the 2 like calls to action that I do. So intro, outro, and then occasionally as I'm walking to like a spot where there's like dead space where it's just a longer walk, basically. I'll
That
drop.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Or I think Will just left, but there's commercial type things that people do where that I'm not play with, where you like make a commercial within your own video and you can like.
Oh, I've seen those. I know what that is. Okay. For anybody who's interested, we do record these and we do put them up on our website that links you to our YouTube channel. So Laura put it in there, empirebuilders.pro/resources. You can go back and watch any of our videos. I like to do it whenever I'm like, didn't get enough notes or I want to go back and see what they told me to do. And so I encourage you to go do that. And Mike, again, I thank you for today. This was incredible.
Thank you, Selena. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
And thanks everybody for all of the interactions. So appreciative. I hope everybody has a great rest of the Friday and is starting to map out their plan. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.